Hi, you are watching Eye on South Asia. I'm Sunil Hali.
And I'm Sujit Rajan.
Every week we bring to you news, views, and latest happenings on and about South Asians in United States of America. So let's begin with this week's top story, Sujit. What a breaking story, huh? You have the Federal Bureau of Investigation telling us the Pakistani military and its spy agency, the notorious Inter-Services Intelligence, they spent about $4 million in last 2 decades influencing the American policy on Kashmir. What a shame. And this is right in the heart of Washington, D.C. 2 gentlemen at least who have come in the front, and the FBI has picked up one of them. Ghulam Nabi Faye, who lives in Virginia, not anymore, of course, he is now behind the bars, and his colleague Zahir Ahmed, who is absconding, I think he is probably in Pakistan, have been picked up for lobbying in Washington, D.C. and top names like Joe Pitts of Pennsylvania. You have the Representative Dan Burton, who is notoriously known for such activities from Indiana. They have been the beneficiary of all these monies and allowing these 2 people to be the front for ISI and influencing the American policy on Kashmir. I think this is a good second incident right after taking out Osama bin Laden. And now we have 2 of these people in Washington, D.C. I guess.
Sunil, for me, what really is striking is the timing of the whole thing.
Correct.
The US, it seems, has been, aware of FI's activities, and he runs an organization called the Kashmiri American Council based in Washington, D.C., which has been a front for the ISI to promote the cause of Pakistan and also to foment anti-India feelings in the American public and policymakers.
True.
So that's coming on the heels of Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's visit to India, where the huge talk was about terrorism and how terrorism is emanating from across the border. Here comes news of FI's arrest by the FBI, and now he's behind bars, and his hearing is going to come up next Tuesday. But if you see, there's a pattern here. The US government knew about Osama bin Laden hiding in Pakistan for several months, and then they took action against him. And similarly, against FI, there have been, it seems they have been tracking him for a long time, and finally the dragnet closed down.
And as it's written in the report, this is not something they just started it. They have been after it for almost a decade and spending time, spending money.
Well, Pakistan has, it is alleged that the ISI has spent almost $4 million over a period of 20 years to run this Kashmiri American Council.
And it's so ironical that Ghulam Nabi Faye is educated from Aligarh Muslim University from New Delhi. He came in 1980 to USA, and he did his PhD from the Temple University of Pennsylvania. I mean, he's a highly educated person and fallen into the wrong hands. And it's not that he did anything in between. Right from the beginning, I think he started working. And the reason they say is that Ghulam Nabi could not be, he didn't have any traces that anybody could suspect him. So he was a perfect candidate for ISI when they started his
Absolutely,
operations.
and that was the thing, I think probably the ISI targeted him because he did not have any overt kind of links to the ISI, to the Pakistani government. But, for the record, he was donating money to political campaigns, as you pointed out, to all these representatives on Capitol Hill. And he also wrote newspaper op-eds. He was organized congressional trips and met with White House and State Department officials, all with a viewpoint to make the policymakers, take a specific stance on Kashmir.
And this seminar that he's been holding over the years, it's so strange that some of the top journalists from India, you name them. You have Dilip Padgaonkar, you have Kuldeep Nair, you have Ved Bhasin, you have my friend Harinder Baweja. All these top people have been not coming once or twice. Some of them have attended many of these seminars. Of course, I mean, they did not know about what is unfolded now.
Well, this was an annual meet he was holding on Capitol Hill, and this is why he was really, well known in a lot of the, circles, and especially in the subcontinent. But so, when it comes to lobbying is not really an offense in the US. Of course, it is a part and parcel of the, on Capitol Hill. But what FI was doing wrong was that he did not register himself as an agent of the ISI and of the Pakistani government, which you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to take funds from outside, from outside governments and also from outside agencies. And if you do that, you're supposed to declare that to the US, to the FBI and also to the US
Thinking about
Justice
the funds
Department.
you're talking about, this guy is supposed to be a very wealthy man. and he's generally very quiet. You know, these type of people normally don't talk because they're worried that if they speak out of turn, maybe something will come out of them. And once he was actually in New York and he was traveling, he was picked up by the cops, and they found a $35,000 cash on him. And
which
when
he said was, to actually was donated by a mosque and
Look.
was supposed to be, sent over for the cause of Kashmir.
But
But
in-
they found out that it was actually money given by some,
Individual.
donors
Yeah.
in the US. And that again is another critical issue here. What was actually happening is that, he was getting a lot of donors to give money for the cause of Kashmir, for this Kashmiri American Council that he was running. And then this money was being actually paid back by the ISI to these donors, to their families back in Pakistan. So it was actually a secret hawala racket which was also taking place.
very organized. It's not yesterday, it's been about 2 decades. So it's a very systematic way of propagandizing the cause of Kashmir and bringing in the journalists, doing the seminar, bringing the congressional candidates. I think this is very good timing. And as you said, who knows, US may have a reason to time it with Mrs. Clinton's visit to India.
But, Sunil, but look at the lobbying effort itself. $4 million is not a small amount, especially when you consider the fact that how much has India been doing its bit of lobbying on Capitol Hill. And take a look at this. Last year, in 2010, India spent $1.5 million, out of which they spent only $420,000, which was all to promote India-US bilateral relations.
True.
The rest of the money was, done by all corporate houses of India, including Reliance Industries. They spent over $760,000 in lobbying. And when it comes to this year itself, the first quarter results that we have, Wipro has been lobbying because of all the new restrictions which have come on visa laws, and they spent $60,000 to lobby lawmakers. And Cognizant, has spent more than $350,000. But these are registered, kind of lobbying causes.
Correct.
India has, the amount India has been spending on lobbying at Capitol Hill is really a fraction of what the Pakistani government has been doing for covert operations, like just on a specific issue like Kashmir.
Well, I think, like I said, this is perfect timing. They picked up these 2 culprits, and hopefully we'll find out more as it opens up.
And for me, I'm sorry, but one thing I'm really also which really hit me hard was about the fact about how corporate America and, people on Capitol Hill, go hand in hand together. Take a look at Dan Burton. He's been an India baiter for years on end. There's actually a joke on Capitol Hill saying that Burton, makes a lot of noise. Burton in Hindi makes, vessels. So empty vessels make a lot of noise. And Dan Burton, now it has come to light that he has been the biggest recipient of FI. He's got more than $10,000 from FI over the years just to promote the cause of of Pakistan. But more importantly, he has been going anti-India in all his speeches and legislation. And now when I was doing a little bit of research into this, he's also been an active supporter of the Khalistan cause. Gurmeet Singh Aulak, who has been the self-proclaimed leader of a movement on Capitol Hill, and he's been lobbying. And Burton has taken donations from him also. And he has actually promoted anti-India bills in Congress. And I really think it's high time the people of his constituency realize that there's no need to elect him again when the 2012
So I think we need to do some lobbying now.
Absolutely.
To make the people aware in his constituency what this guy is doing basically against India, or for that matter such a bad service to the US by sitting in Washington DC. So Sujit, I think we have a guest in waiting.
Sunil, we have Rakesh Kaul. He's the chairman of Spheronomics, a New Jersey-based company. And more importantly, he's a Kashmiri Pandit. He originally is from Kashmir before he immigrated to the US. Rakesh, can you hear me?
I certainly can.
Rakesh, welcome to Eye on South Asia.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you, how happy are the people from Kashmir in the US about FI's arrest?
Well, I think the Kashmiri Muslims are very happy because he was an agent of the ISI. There is no love lost for Pakistan amongst the Kashmiri Muslims. Certainly the Kashmiri Pandits, and especially the ones in the US, who for the last 20 years have been exposing the Kashmiri American Council and Mr. Fai, are delighted that truth has triumphed. The Indo-American Kashmir Forum was formed 20 years ago to counter Mr. Fai's web of lies, and it's good to see that truth has come out.
Rakesh, is it striking to you that the timing of the whole thing? The U.S. government knew about Fai's involvement, his pro-Pakistan stance for a long time, but he's been arrested after years of surveillance. And is it striking to you that this comes on the heels of Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's visit to India?
No, I have a very different take on it, and I think most of the news media has completely missed that this is now the third case in the American court system against the ISI. There is a lawsuit that is going on in Chicago regarding David Headley Coleman, where ISI is very implicit.
Which is already
There's
over.
a lawsuit in New York that was filed, and that directly charges the ISI for providing critical planning, material support, control, and coordination for the Mumbai attacks. And this is now the third lawsuit in the U.S. court system.
So are you saying that
So
the
I
U.S.
think-
is now, clamping down hard on Pakistan, that, is just strangulating the aid to Pakistan, and finally the love relationship which they had with our country is getting over?
I think there is very little evidence to suggest that the U.S. now sees any merit in the ISI, and one can certainly expect that they will clamp down on its nefarious activities.
Rakesh, is
There
the
is no goodness in the ISI, even for their own citizens in Pakistan.
Rakesh, one last question to you. What is the Kashmiri community going to do now in the U.S.? How else are you going to be, are you going to propagate any, any kind of propaganda against the Kashmiri American Council, or are there going to be any efforts to make sure that, Kashmir is recognized as an integral part of India? Are you going to be doing any lobbying on your own?
Well, if you go to the website of Indo-American Kashmir Forum.org, you will see that our president, Mr. Lalit Kaul, our international coordinator, Dr. Vijay Sazawal, for the last 20 years, there's been a small team. I have said they are the Jedi Knights fighting the evil empire, because we never had the money, we never had the people, we never had the resources. But we had truth. And there was enough information that we were able to provide the Congress and the Senate that it was enough to cast a seed of doubt in what the Kashmir American Council was providing. So we'll continue in our own humble way, and eventually we'll win. And yes, Kashmir absolutely is an integral part of India. It was, it will always be so.
Thank you for that assertion, Rakesh. Really appreciate being on our show.
Thank you for having me.
So Sujit, you just heard straight from horse's mouth Rakesh Kaul, and they have been trying their own in Washington DC to educate the Congress and the Congress lawmakers about this issue, but finally it has come out. So before we go to the next story in the next segment, let's take a short break. We'll be right back right after this break. Stay there. We have beautiful stories to unleash in the next segment.